talk to people today about how we're trying to test some things out. All right. I don't understand why that one view is so glitchy.
I don't either, man. It's the one controlling the whole.
So I can make my hand move and get back where it belongs, and then I move again.
Yeah,
Probably
before.
because I have no idea.
Oh, that worked pretty well.
It's freaking me out.
It's probably just because it's so much power that the other ones like are having a hard time handling it.
Are you on? Did you get on Facebook, Sam, to see if the stream is playing?
Is it, which one is it posted?
It should be on the Apex Communications Network page. Oh, all right. Well,
Are we
It's
talking?
working.
no, looks like we got audio.
Hey,
Are we talking?
There we are talking.
Woohoo!
Cool. All right. So, for everybody that's watching, I know that we're a little bit late. I'm gonna look at that one. So you're gonna have to bear with us this episode specifically because we're trying to up our game a little bit here at Apex, right? So we've got actually multiple camera angles in here, a big light that you can't see, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on. So if this is choppy, if the audio gets all wonky, what I want you to do
I love the word.
is
wonky.
comment a timestamp at a time that it went a little bit on the fritz so that we can identify things to fix, right? Because that's what we want to be able to do. We want to be able to try to provide the best type and the highest quality possible. In order to do that, we have to beta test, we have to try different things. So,
You're still delayed. I
Yeah.
can see that right now.
yeah, and it
It's
is.
kind of freaking me out. So
We'll turn the
I'm not
screen
going to
on.
look there. I'll just talk
Yeah,
to
we'll,
you
just,
guys.
we'll pull up the comments and then we don't have to look at that.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Essentially. There we go. It'll be on a slight delay, regardless. Anytime that I was managing the streams, like for reference, well, like the COVID stuff, I had to watch that the entire time.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's Facebook is always, and this stream is always about a half a second to a second delay. So I'm like watching it, trying to listen to the audio to make sure that we're good, listening on a lower volume, your voices after we had the conversation. It was constantly just like double echoing, but I wanted to make sure the audio was okay.
Mm.
I felt absolutely off my rocker after every single episode because it was like I was having a conversation with 6 people total, 2 of which were me.
It's like all the voices in your head, isn't
Exactly,
it?
right? And now's the time
I do
that
this
that
without
schizophrenic
tech.
thing is supposed to happen. So
I do this all the time without any tech.
Same
I
here.
start getting a little bit paranoid. All right, so this episode of Let's Talk About Something Else.
Yeah.
We are now, what? I mean, we're in July
We
at
are.
this point. So we're full blown into summer at
Yeah,
this point,
absolutely.
which means that there's a lot more people out grilling and there's a lot more people outside doing stuff, especially because of COVID too. People are trying to socially distance. And I know a lot of the parties that people have been outdoor socially distant bonfires or socially distant, grilling out cookouts.
Mhm.
I think it's actually a really ingenious way to stay connected. But
Absolutely. I've been to a lot of things. I do a lot of networking, and we're starting to get together in parks. And our potlucks consist of everybody bring your own food, and we sit in a socially distanced manner, and we all talk and visit, but we all bring our own stuff. Gone are the fun potlucks and where you get to try everyone else's. But it is a lot of fun, and I'm so grateful to be out among my friends again. And I just love grilling season. So there's nothing I won't grill. Not even you, Young.
Oof.
No.
See, if we're gonna do that though, I feel like that needs to be more of a roast, less a grill.
It's
I have a
okay.
feel if we got
You wanna be fire roasted
I'm
instead?
sure that if I sat right there and we got a panel of people, we would have a phenomenal roast.
Oh, that might
I
come
feel like
up.
that would be interesting. We could do that as a fundraiser, maybe.
That might come.
Oh, that would be really neat.
Yeah, I think that.
But I could never say
legitimately, I think that
anything
would be fun.
bad about
No,
you.
we couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
No.
Yeah. So before we dive down too far that sap rabbit hole that's probably blatant, sugar coating, we'll actually dive into these questions, right?
Yes.
So with grilling,
Mm-hmm.
that's an art, right?
Yes.
There's some finesse that goes into grilling. And it's also an excuse to be alone because there's generally the one person kind of cooking the food and everyone else is socializing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I enjoy it because I'm like, oh yeah, you guys can go hang out and talk and I'll just be over here, tending to the meats on the grill. And
You only do
seasoning
meats on the
everything.
grill, huh?
Oh no, I'll do like onions and corn on the cob, and sweet potatoes are really good on the grill.
Pizzas, bread.
If you have a Traeger and stuff like that, pizzas are really good on like a Traeger. Smoked cheesecakes. There's a lot of really
Fruit.
interesting things.
I think I need to be invited to some of these.
I'll
We-
grill
yeah.
almost anything. Yeah, we keep talking about it. We're gonna make
We
a
have
date.
to have that happen. So
Absolutely.
before we dive too far into what's going on in the grill, because that's question 2, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's focus on who's getting invited to dinner.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys clearly.
Yes.
Awesome.
That would be awesome. And unfortunately, at my house, I just have a gas grill. But my son, Jay, who's my immediate family's master griller, demands lump cowboy charcoal, the wood charcoal, and he wants nothing to do with my gas grill, which is kind of like cooking over a gas stove. I do a lot on my gas grill. And, being an empty nester, I'll turn it on to just run out and do something like a piece of sausage or a hot dog. It's a whole lot more involved when my son is firing up the grill. But
Oh, I'm
my
sure.
Lordy, on Sunday he made us ribs. And
Oh, wow.
I talk about my boys and their cooking skills, and oh my goodness, what they made.
They have to
So-
have learned that from somewhere, right?
Yeah, I might have taught him a thing or two. So typically in our family, who's invited is anyone who wants to come over to my son's house when he's grilling, because he has the better grill than I do, I have to admit. And he's always experimenting on things. But I am happiest when I have a load of friends and we can all come together and share.
That's the best way to be about food, especially. Not that, all right, so for everybody that's watching, I'm eating a bologna sandwich right now from the Arcadia Grill right next door and drinking a Blue Moon because I didn't get to eat today yet. But there's something about like universal languages, right? Music is one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Food, for sure.
Definitely.
Everybody
is
eats.
another universal language.
Everybody
Definitely.
eats.
You do not have to speak the same language, and Kathy's talked about this in previous episodes of this. Going overseas to a different culture, you don't speak the language, don't know anything, but trying food made by those people can bring everything home. Just like listening to a song, and I think that that's really, getting a whole bunch of people into the same area, enjoying a meal together. There's something fundamental.
Absolutely.
about that.
And there's something so essential about feeding others. It's a way of showing love. And honestly, that's my love language.
And we've talked about also the way we carry down our traditions
Mm-hmm.
from generation to generation. I know my nephew and his wife have made rice balls in honor of our Uncle Tom and his crossing over recently. So that's a
Yeah.
great way to celebrate.
Yeah. Can you grill those rice balls?
You cannot grill rice balls. No, you cannot.
Mm.
You
Challenge
Yeah.
accepted.
Yeah. I didn't think you could grill cheesecake until Jacob Popio made a smoked cheesecake.
I have to admit, when you said smoked cheesecake, it's like, now that's one I've never heard of.
I've not had it yet either, but I'm guessing.
So are you offering to make it?
Jacob Popio would have to make it. I'm not
I don't know
going
who
to.
Jacob is.
He's
so-
my co-founder, so he's the.
Well, then we need to get him on board with
Yeah,
this.
definitely need to get him on board. But I'm not going to speak. I can make some mean tiramisu. I've never
On the
I can't
grill?
grill that, but
But it would be a creamy delight at the end of that meal.
it would be tiramisu.
Well, yeah,
Oh, no,
on the
the
grill, no.
Yeah,
But it would be lovely after a nice grilled meal.
I agree. If I had to invite, just a crew
Mhm.
of people, I think at this point, I would probably want to have like all my friends from the hospital, I think, come over.
Oh, how neat.
I think that would be something huge because, being afloat, I get to go to a bunch of different units, see a bunch of different stuff. But every single one of them just absolutely kicked butt
Oh, wow.
during COVID.
Mhm.
And to just have a place where all the healthcare workers could just come. My parents had a huge field, have a fire, grill. Everybody can socialize a little bit, and actually a place where there's not people that would misunderstand what they're saying when they're venting.
Right.
That's why I would want to make it like a closed loop,
That's a
because
form
there's a
of
lot of
therapy.
there's a lot of people that when we talk about things as nurses or just medical staff in general, some of the stuff that we have to deal with, and paramedics are the same way, first responders in general, you can get a lot of sideways eyes when you crack a joke the wrong way, or
Right.
but
Or
for
you
us,
talk
it's a
about
coping
people,
mechanism.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother's a doctor, and I remember a lot of her friends would be at the house, and it didn't afford me the best view of that profession.
Mm-hmm.
And that's carried on throughout my life
Mm-hmm.
because of the way they would talk about patients and people around them.
Right.
But that's just normal human.
Drink now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just normal
Not
human.
choke on this bologna.
Don't choke on the bologna.
Mhm.
I do know how to Heimlich.
Good. I'm choking in good company, I guess.
I have actually Heimlicked a person who was choking.
Successfully saved them, hopefully. Great.
Yeah,
Good.
he's my baby.
You got a good reputation then. And I'm definitely safe.
It's amazing how things just come back to you when somebody's turning purple.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I didn't work at the hospital for like 3 weeks, and then I came back for a weekend.
Mhm.
It was like riding a bike. My patient started crashing, and it was like just flipped right back into
Do
it.
your thing.
Yeah.
Do it.
It was
Do
good. Felt good to like get back into that zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tracy, who would you invite to dinner? Or grill out, I guess.
A cookout.
Well, what often happens for me is since I live next to family members, it's just kind of who shows up. It's like, hey, I've got an excess of this. Come on over. So
Those are the best meals, aren't
family,
they? Family, friends,
friends.
neighbors.
A lot of times my niece Karina comes into town
Mm.
and she organizes a breakfast or a grill out. Usually that's what I would do. Just friends and family.
Well,
Seems
doesn't
like
it
the
just
best way to bed.
feel so much more together when you're sharing a meal around fire? I mean, I kind of like fire too. You guys don't know this.
It's like a pyro.
I might be just a little bit of a pyromaniac.
Oh, the fact that you're like trying to hold back laughter as you're saying it makes
Yeah.
me feel like might be a
Might be.
pyromaniac. Probably
might
a
be.
little bit of an understatement. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like playing.
I will
with
neither
fire.
confirm nor deny.
I will
whether or
never-
not I like
I
fire.
had a reputation when I used to take my boys camping, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So.
For being the one to start the fire or burning things
I-
down. Like,
I
Are we-
never
are we-
burned
I
anything
was gonna say, are
down
we a
too bad.
pyromaniac or too bad? Okay. Pyromaniac or an arsonist? What are we?
No. Pyromaniac, yes. Campfire, I would play with the fire, and I'd have to yell at the kids for playing with the fire, and then they'd be, Mom, would you quit playing with fire then too? So yeah,
Do as I say, not as I do.
showing how to do it responsibly. And then there was the whole glug incident in our kitchen, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh boy. We'll have to structure some questions around stories like that at some point, and we can all just tell off the wall stories. Okay, so now we have who's coming to dinner.
Oh,
What are we cooking?
what are we?
So what's going on the grill?
Well, I haven't found too many foods aside from tiramisu and those types of things. I'm really intrigued by the grilled cheesecake, but
I wonder
aside
if Tokyo has a
from
recipe for that. Maybe you
yeah,
can
that
send
would
it,
be
you guys.
pretty
I'm
awesome.
sure we can Pinterest it.
Yeah, dude, Pinterest is like the best place to find
It
recipes.
is absolutely the best place.
Allrecipes.com.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I love
There's-
that.
Allrecipes.com and Pinterest. Like if I'm trying to impress a girl with cooking, Pinterest all day.
Yeah.
I don't even cheat. I'll blatantly say this is a Pinterest dinner. I
Oh,
prepared
that's
it,
funny.
but I'm not even taking credit for this recipe.
Well, there is a certain honor in having a Pinterest success. I mean, there's a whole website about Pinterest fails, and you just don't want to be on there.
Right.
So, what would you cook to impress a girl that you were inviting?
So to start, I'm going to stare at this camera now for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, Pinterest, the reason why I like it, right? Not only does it give you instructions, there's pictures of every stage of the process and what it's supposed to look like.
And often video.
You can't mess it up. So if you really want to try to, if you're
Yeah.
not the best cook and you need a little bit of more of a hand to hold, Pinterest is the way to go, because written word, pictures, sometimes there's video, very, very thorough.
And if you want to
Yeah.
impress a girl, cook for her.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm telling you.
Because the girls aren't cooking anymore.
Well, I think they are, but I will tell you, even to this day, jarred sauce over boiled pasta prepared by my husband, I'll be eating out of his hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, cook, like collect the plates, actually wash the dishes.
What?
Like
That's
too.
romance.
there's something. There's
That's
something.
romance.
Yeah. My dad told me a while ago, and I'll get to my recipe, like what I would cook here in a second. But my dad told me a while ago, as you start to transition, he was like, you go to like 25 plus, and so we just revisited this conversation, I think a couple of weeks ago, which is why it's fresh in my head. So he was like 25 plus. He was like, you used to be like catching the touchdown, being loud at the bar, like whatever else. He's like, these are the things that used to be attractive, right? He was like, now he's like, it's mowing the lawn. He's like washing the dishes.
Rubbing
He was like,
her feet.
be nice to kids.
Oh yeah, women love it when you're nice to kids.
Yeah.
And old ladies.
And old ladies.
Why'd you point
Hey,
at
wait
yourself?
a second! Don't
Yeah,
point
she-
at us. No,
yeah,
no,
Tracy's
no.
like, hold the phone.
No, I said and old ladies right here.
But yeah, we were chuckling the other day because I was like, yeah, that definitely is. Like, if you really want to, get everything start preheating the oven is what I'll say
Okay.
to keep it PC, right? Wash the
PG,
dishes.
yeah.
Wash the dishes.
Oh, I got to tell you,
mow the lawn.
feed the cats.
Yeah, just
or
do little
dogs.
tasks. Yeah.
Feed
Things that
water
she
the
didn't ask
animals.
for that need
Yeah.
done, and then she comes home and magically they're all finished.
Put away the dishes.
This sounds like a whole nother. Let's
A whole
talk
other
about
segment.
that.
Yeah.
Make your lunch.
Ooh,
Make your own lunch.
giving Kathy some ideas for next month's questions lists.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so my
What are you making
food
on
of
the grill
choice-
today?
Man, this wire is driving me crazy. I love making bacon wrapped filet mignon.
Mm.
Ooh.
But if you get the entire steak or the entire roast and
Uh-huh.
cut your own filet mignon and trim it yourself, so much cheaper,
Yes, it is.
and it's a lot easier to manipulate the size.
That's my mother's signature dish.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So then take that and you put it in like a salt brine.
Mhm.
Let it sit for a little bit. Take it out, wash off the salt, look for all those micro tears in the steak.
Mhm.
And then generally I'll like marinate it in like a Coca-Cola mixed with some spices that I won't talk
Really?
about. Let it sit there for a couple of minutes, take it out, start grilling it just to get it enough to where it's changing color. Wrap the bacon, put those steak through, keep frying that. And what I'll do is I start it out the bottom shelf and I start my veggies out on the top. And generally I'll do like a sweet potato for some carb and either like artichoke hearts or Brussels sprouts or something else. Because I don't really like Brussels sprouts unless
I
they're
love
grilled.
Mm.
Yes.
But what I
Sure.
like, I put them on the top shelf to start because then all the fumes from the steak are cooking into the veggies, and then I alternate. And then when the steaks get about done, I'll take the veggies and put them on the bottom shelf directly underneath where the steak would sit and put the steaks on the top and let all those juices drip down and hit the veggies.
Mm.
And then you take that out, you unwrap it and good to go. Cut the sweet potato, make a little bit of diagonal cuts, put some butter in it. And then you have nice veggies that are evenly seasoned and juicy with steak. And then like a beautiful filet mignon and sweet potato. for
Okay,
carb.
ladies, this is a catch right here.
He's single. Yeah.
Shameless plugs from the cast.
I have his
Let's talk
number.
about something else. Do not hit Kathy up for my number. If I get some random text, be like, "Hey, Kathy recommended it."
Ah,
Oh man, that would be funny. I don't know what I would do. I would just be like,
You'd be
"Sure." I
sweet.
guess that's.
you'd be sweet.
I would be. I don't know
Yes.
if I'm capable of.
Yeah.
You're too young.
I would definitely be capable of it, but I wouldn't.
You need to age a little more. You're too young.
I'll take that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So we had me start that one off. Who's topping it?
I will grill almost anything. So I always
Have you ever grilled pierogies?
Mhm.
Dude,
I am not a dude.
I am so in. I would love that.
Sausage, pierogi, and vegetables. I actually have a grill basket that I treat like a wok. So I'll put all those things in that would fall
I can't wait till
through.
it's my turn.
But I just go for whatever vegetables are in my fridge at the time and throw those in the grill basket, usually with some onions, garlic, seasonings, a little olive oil, and I love making shish kebabs.
Ooh.
But one of my favorite things was doing pizzas on the grill. No special equipment needed. I just do bread and you grill bread. I used to do this with my kids, especially when they had friends over, and we'd have pizza toppings ready to go, and I'd grill it real quick, throw some pizza toppings on, and let them cook a minute. And oh my gosh, those were
I'll
some
be
good pizzas. But I love grilling fruits. I like grilling.
I do
Any
love
kind of
So
meat,
grilling
pineapple.
fruits. Explain a little bit of a grilled pineapple. I've heard
Grilled
of, but
pineapple
What
with
other?
cinnamon.
peaches are delicious
Ooh.
on the
Haven't
grill.
tried grilled peaches.
Okay.
Grilled grapefruit.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, a lot of any
Just
solid
pineapple.
piece of fruit. I mean, you
Just
get that
caramelized.
little bit of smoke on there, and if you put a little cinnamon sugar on there, it'll do that. But on my grilled pineapple, I love brushing them with a little teriyaki or soy sauce first, and
Oh,
you get that
wow.
sweet and salty thing going on. And
Hmm.
I usually do that alongside Asian things. I know tonight on deck is some Korean beef that I've got marinating at home.
That actually sounds really, really good.
And I'll do some bok choy beside that, and snow peas out of my garden.
We should do food taste tests during the live streams.
Okay.
Hey, that
Are you
sounds
down with that?
Okay,
I'd
we're
be,
down
I'd be
with
down
that.
with that. Yeah. We can make that one of the segments in August.
Mm-hmm.
Or even
so
we have 2 weeks
absolutely.
left in July. You can make one of the next ones.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
we can always talk about food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
110% always game to talk about food. I feel like the conversation always ends up there at some point.
It
Well, it's
does.
because everybody eats. So what's on your grill, Tracy?
I am, when I grill, and I've got a beautiful Weber grill that doesn't get really any use, but it's beautiful to look at. But when I do grill, I do three things. I have a dry rub for a chicken and mushroom kebab,
Mm-hmm.
which is sage and different spices. Eggplant with fontina cheese on top of it. And I love eggplant. I could eat it forever.
Mm.
And then
I have to watch my garden now.
usually lemon garlic chicken kebabs.
The lemon garlic is like one of the most underrated, I think.
Lemon, garlic, and mustard.
And I do a
Mixed
tomato
together?
basil too.
Oh,
Yeah, and I do a tomato basil too. So I love kebabs, and that's usually the only thing I've ever really attempted on a grill.
Really?
But
Hmm.
listening to you guys, I have some other things. I've done steak, but I prefer to do my steaks now on the stove and put them in the oven afterwards. I get much better results.
That's another good way to do it, to seal in the juices.
Yeah.
Find
Cast
a little
iron.
oil.
And I don't want to overcook the steak, so
Hmm.
it's taken me a long time to not do
That's
that.
where the finesse comes in on the grill.
And I'm
to
not
know.
that finesse.
I actually do better with cast iron on the stove. Although you can do cast iron on the grill as well.
Yes, you can.
I have my great grandmother's cast iron pan from the 1800s. It is
Wow.
my prized possession, and that has been on my grill a few times.
You brought that onto a live stream. That's what I
Mhm.
remember, right?
That was my
Isn't it one of the
Okay.
items that we like?
yeah, your prized possession. One of
Yeah.
your prized
I
possessions.
think that's what it was. That was a good episode.
Yeah, we've
That
had
was
some
good.
fun. Had some fun.
All right, let's see here.
Anyone talking?
I'll go
I
ahead.
haven't even touched the
I don't know if anyone's. We got that one comment about the stream. We'll go ahead and say hello to Michael Pettit, Shara Rouse, Sarah Murray, Keenan Coleman, Maddie Russell,
Mhm.
Brenda Casto, Tammy Wenzel, Brittany Bond, and Alicia Feller. And hi, Nate. Just so everyone knows, Nate is the one that's he's running our video right now. So Nathan Alexander just popped in there. If you guys need anything done with video, hit him up.
Thank you,
Cool.
Nathan.
You're welcome.
The man behind the curtain, quite literally.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the wall actually right now.
Yeah. Well, I think
Oh, I guess it is
if
behind
you
the
were,
curtain.
yeah. If why was I going to call you Terry? That was it.
Oh, that wouldn't be the first time I've heard that.
Really?
Terry, Tracy.
Teresa,
Oh,
Tracy.
I
Yeah,
can
I
see
get
that.
called all kinds of things, but they're all nice names usually, so I'm okay with that.
That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that have been thrown around over the years. Let's see here.
So with this barbecue, what else is going on? I mean, there's always good eating at a grill, at a barbecue, but what else do you like to do? Music, games? What's going on?
Cornhole all day.
All day.
It's another game that I would beat Kathy at.
You would. I suck at I
It's always a
totally suck at
competition between
cornhole,
these
but
two.
I will put
No.
my husband and my son up against you.
Okay, that's fair.
He'll bring his own boards too.
Hey, I'm not a bad
Ooh,
novice
that's
at
how you know you're
cornhole.
legit when you have
He
your own
built 'em
cornhole
himself.
board.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that's like a requirement when you fill out your application to be a citizen of the state of Ohio. Is like
Cornhole.
one member. You have to be within Kevin Bacon's rule of a cornhole board set.
Well, I'm Kevin Bacon's cousin. You know that, right? Not really.
Cornhole.
I was
is-
like,
But I know
see,
everybody.
I wouldn't put it past her though, because she said like more off the wall stuff that has been true.
No, they
So
always
I'm
say
like-
the more people you know, you're 6 degrees. I'm like, in Stark County, I am Kevin Bacon's cousin, and so are you.
Yeah.
because we all know the same people.
Yeah.
But Stark County's like this big, so
That is very true. The network runs deep, and then it's the same
and
network.
tight.
Yep.
Deep
and
and tight.
everybody knows everybody. That is for sure.
So what's going on besides cornhole? A little bit of cards.
Let's see.
Some
We can
music
throw euchre
blasting?
into the mix.
No.
I want to know what. So we have cornhole. We agreed on that. Music. I'm interested in this. What type of music would you play?
Classic rock for me.
Classic.
What's classic rock?
Springsteen and
So like
Good
timeless.
Mac, Heart.
Yeah.
Hard.
But it could. But I would also throw in Matchbox 20.
Oh, absolutely.
Louis Capaldi. I mean, I would have a mix of
Yeah.
it all. And if you're going to have a cookout, depending on your age bracket, if you have the younger generation and the teenagers and the young adults, you've got to throw in some of their music too. You know?
I just run my Spotify playlist through
Yeah.
my Bluetooth.
I have quite an eclectic 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you name it.
What kind
I
of
can see
music
that.
you like?
At a cookout, I always tailor my musical selection to who's invited, right? Because that's
That makes
like
sense.
whether it's speeches or it's music or it's hosting an event or anything, you always tailor it to the people that you're inviting. So if I were going off of inviting my friends from the hospital over, it would have to be like I wouldn't be able to play the Waylon Jennings like I would want to.
Oh,
Right.
you like classic
I
country.
love
I love
classic
class-
country
I love
music.
classic
Merle,
country,
the
too.
Highwayman,
You got it.
Johnny,
Nitty Gritty Dirt Band,
Willie, yep.
Vince Gill,
I was brought up on that stuff.
Chris Christopherson. I mean, there's
Loretta
a lot.
Lynn.
Yep,
Tammy Wynette,
there's a lot of good
Barbara
music out
Mandrell,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
Shania,
And that's kind of where I would be going with it if it were just my family.
yeah.
Inviting them over, it's gonna be probably just like a early 2000s mix. Anything from like Blink 182, Simple Plan to like Usher.
Oh yeah.
Just like that 2005 to like 2015 range of music seems to be what we all kind of like we're nostalgic about. That's like what we listened to
Yeah.
coming up through the ranks. So I think that'd probably be the go-to, and then throw in some top 40.
It would really be cool with your nursing friends to set up a playlist that runs along the theme of the things you experience in the hospital, and you can find it. Just like the other night on a full moon, you could find songs with the moon in them or about the moon.
If we were gonna have something
be
like
cool.
that for healthcare workers, if it was associated with the full moon, it would be like gangster rap.
Yeah.
Because we would be MFing everything leaving that shift.
Both of my children were born during full moons,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
and there were a lot of people. And my doctor
What is the
was
term?
very,
Like
very red in the face because he was running from room to room. There were
Oh,
lots of
geez.
people in there at Altman.
My nursing friends, especially those who worked in the emergency rooms, would say that the craziest things happen during a full moon.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah.
always know to be prepared.
Always does. Always.
Yeah. My mom's a psychologist, and back in the day, she wouldn't even go to bed on full moon night. She'd just bring home files to work on until the phone started ringing.
That does not surprise me at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not
She
at
says
Me
all.
neither.
all the howlers came out on the full moon.
It is, yeah. And the thing is, like this last, I think 4th of July was a full moon. So it was like
Oh.
4th of July, full moon,
And no
first weekend of the
fireworks.
month.
No
And,
fireworks.
Yeah, everybody was trying to set off fireworks at their house. From what I hear, ER was bonkers.
Oh, yeah.
So that does not surprise me at
Mm.
all. So now we've got music. We've got cornhole.
Yeah.
We used to set up like a volleyball net in our backyard
Yes,
all the time. That
volleyball's
was a lot
fun.
of fun.
Water balloon fights.
Trampoline
Water
basketball was a thing for a while. That got nixed after a couple of broken arms.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens.
We used to
Yeah.
play lawn darts, before they became dangerous.
Oh no, they're safe now. Now you can buy
Oh,
them.
you
and
can
they're
buy them
safe.
again?
Yeah, they're not.
They're less
have-
dangerous
They
again.
don't have the points anymore. They're
they're ours
rounded.
had points.
Yeah, ours had points too.
Isn't the point for it to stick in the ground?
Yes,
What are the?
and you try to hit the
rounded
target
dots?
or inside the target.
So
The
you
other
just have to have somebody standing there judging with the rubber ones with the blunt tip.
no, with the
It sort
blunt
of
tip, it's
land.
weighted, and so you
Yeah, it
still
just
throw
lands
it.
on the ground.
It just lands on the ground. It doesn't stick in the ground, and it doesn't impale anybody.
Gotcha.
I've never been impaled by a lawn dart, but I suppose people
Did you
have.
not grow up with brothers?
I do have brothers.
Have you been impaled by a long dart?
Oh, I've been hit by them.
Oh, jeez.
Not necessarily impaled. The green apple fights were more dangerous.
Crab apples for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
All
green
kinds
apple
of apples
fights.
and crab apples too.
Slingshots. People started getting
Yes.
slingshots in there, and that
Oh, those
was when it
sting.
started getting
Rotten apples really make a mess too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma's property was on an old orchard.
Yeah.
Remember those damn apples?
We had over 50 apple trees, and that's just right north.
She
of
like
us, so-
glazes over and like
Yeah.
teleports back.
Every morning we had to go out and pick them up.
But all the boy cousins would come stay overnight, and they'd get into apple fights. So
Oh, I
that was
remember
always a
my
sport.
brother and me having apple fights. Those suckers sting.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Especially when your cousin has one that's like meant to knock a bird out of the sky with, pellets,
yes.
and then it's just full blown ding,
Yep.
letting them fly. I have so many welts from like
Yeah.
apple
Well,
fights. And
I
stuff
learned
like
to stay
that.
out of the way.
Yeah, you learn how to dodge really quick. When you see that hand being drawn back, you just hit the deck and hope it flies over top of your head. They're like bullets.
Yeah. Well, hi, little suckers.
The other
Yeah.
thing that was dangerous when it came to lawn games is the croquet mat. Playing croquet because
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
That used to be from where you hit a ball and it's supposed to hit it with a little U-shaped spike that's stuck in the ground. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to. That was croquet and horseshoes
Horseshoes was
was
another
always a
one.
big thing for us.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So, for everybody that's watching, if you're watching and you haven't interacted at all, which I know you haven't really been because I've been looking at the screen and there's been like 4 people that commented on my stream. What makes this a lot more fun is next week, we're going to have a lot more of this stuff worked out. Like I said, this week is kind of a beta week with all of the new camera angles and everything else, but this is the type of thing that you can expect to continuously get better week after week. We kind of slotted the entire month of July as like, hey, we're getting into a new place. We're working out lighting. We're working out cameras. We're working out audio. So I kind of figured July was going to be a little rough, but we wanted to make sure that we got back into a rhythm and started talking to you guys on a regular basis again.
Mhm.
So what that means is that now you can expect us to be here at 5 p.m. every Wednesday. I'll more than likely have a beer in my hand and we'll sit and we'll talk. And you guys can do the exact same thing on the other end. And then hop in, pop on the live stream, submit questions, and we'll put these questions up so you can answer them inside of the comments and then interact with us as we're talking. I know Kathy is like chomping at the bit to be able to talk to you guys, as am I, as is Tracy.
Mhm. That's what
So
makes
do
it
it.
a lot more fun.
And it makes it a lot of fun when people interact.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
Did you all remember when my sister and I were interacting? She wouldn't get on there though.
She would not.
Oh my God, she was all over my texts.
I remember that. Yeah. Because what I would like to do, honestly, eventually, is get to the point where we have all these other, camera angles, all the audio and everything else, but we have guests that consistently interact, like Tracy did when we first started out, and then you guys can just pop into the stream and come hang out with us for a little bit virtually. Or if you're from the area, you can pop in and have a seat on the couch.
I got
with us.
plenty of room here. I won't bite anybody.
Yes. Why is that yet? Always at the end of the
Just in case.
just a caveat.
Even
Right?
He never lets me have any beer when he comes.
It's true.
Next time, so next week we'll have a pre live show stream, and we can walk down to the Arcadia, and we'll,
Oh yeah.
because that's where that's
Got to show them some love.
Yeah,
They have
it is.
been hanging in there through all this
I have never-
construction.
It's neat when you go to the different places downtown Canton and put them on your live stream because I haven't heard of half of them.
Oh my
I know.
goodness.
I
Well,
was just
that
talking
is-
to somebody about that today, where I was like, I have brought more attention and business to some of
Yeah.
these places just from live streaming. I'm just some kid with an iPhone that decided to go out and start streaming a bartender pouring me a drink. And then people are like, oh, that looks really cool.
Right.
Where's that? Akron? No, it's
Yeah.
in Canton.
You don't need to travel for a fantastic food experience up to Cleveland or up to Akron. You
Right
can,
here.
It's
No,
right here.
Yeah. The perfect example is like tomorrow night, I'm going to Huth and Harris,
Right.
and that's like one of my favorite places to go because they have amazing food, better than Gervasi. There, I said it.
Lots of things.
They have, wine that is phenomenal because they started out as wine merchants and beverage distributors. They have
Oh,
access
wow.
to a ton I actually got a case of Pinot Grigio that they keep there. It's called Terramina. It's one of my favorite Pinot
Uh-huh.
Grigios. And you can go in, and if you go there enough, you establish a relationship with them. They never run out of Terramina.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
But it's those types of places that are, like to your point, just people
Yeah.
don't know exist outside of stuff like this. Which
And
is
you get
why,
tired of the same thing. You get
Yeah.
tired of, well, where we're going to go? Well, there's the Strip. What do you have in the Strip?
You know what would be
All the
fun?
Regular things.
If we plan like one of these episodes out,
Oh, I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
maybe like a
Well-
month out or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we just stream from their patio or have a dinner
Well, that would be loads of
or
fun.
something like that.
Actually, one of the sets of questions that are coming up is called Stark County Proud. And we
Ooh.
talk about some of our favorite places in Stark County that we want to go to or we have gone to. And there's a lot of hidden treasures
Yeah.
around.
That's the one. that we're
Downtown
doing today.
Canton's got some real gems down
Yeah,
here.
yes, for sure.
And
Hey,
if you
geese.
haven't tried some of them, I make jokes about my
Heggies.
son. My son works across the street from Heggies, and he's like, "Mom, I don't know what to get you for Mother's Day." And I'm like, "Well, take a walk outside of the front of your business and
Best
take a
wrapped
stretch and
candies.
see if something comes to you."
See if something comes to mind. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's
Always
right there.
fresh.
Yes, yes, they're always
that's a
lovely.
good. I'll have to think about that for a little bit because that is a good set of questions to do that on.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
if they're right in your email.
Yes, they are. And
They
I'll
are.
have to reach out. I'll reach out to H2.
Yeah,
We'll
that'd
see
be
if we can
great.
make something like that happen.
That would be fun.
Our
I'm thinking
Bonus question
our bonus question:
for the evening.
Who is the best griller in your family? I know this one because this could start a war in my family.
It would
Oh,
definitely.
My brother is a professional griller in Texas.
Ah.
He actually goes out and competes.
Your family is like a freaking onion. I mean, it's just
I
like
keep
every
feeling
single
layers.
time we have a conversation.
Well, more like a
about something,
parfait
it's like-
because ain't nobody don't like parfait.
Yeah, I'm just watching Chef
That's
Right this way.
That's fair.
I love
Yeah.
Shrek. Really, really.
We're kind of sweet, but we got some weird chunks in there.
Oh my god. That's such a horrible image, I think. Well, at least if I'm picturing parfait, but my nurse brain did not go to parfait.
Yeah.
Leave those.
We'll just,
Leave
why
those
I
don't
wouldn't
we
chunks
even
just-
bring, I'm not even going to bring up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
let's
my
continue
brother
on.
is he and our standing joke is every Thanksgiving when I talk to him, I'm like, "How's your Thanksgiving?" And he'll say, "Well, I smoked so many turkeys today." I'm like, "Oh, you giving up cigarettes now? Aren't those things hard to light?"
Jeez.
Every year. But locally, my son Jay is phenomenal griller. Both my boys are phenomenal cooks. I'm so proud of them in that. But I could start a war by saying one's better than the other, but Jay has to be crowned our grill master in
Oh,
wow.
the Yaros family.
See,
Better than Mama.
Christian's gonna
I
say
said
my
it.
favorites.
No, Christian is a wizard on the stove, and the things he creates are amazing. But Jay's the
Well,
grill
I think it's the
master.
point. It's the student is supposed to pass up the mentor at some point, right?
Yeah.
I every so often have to go on Pinterest and find something better, just to make sure that they keep.
They
Climbing.
still know.
No, they gotta
you
keep
still got
climbing.
it. Yeah.
I do still have it.
That's what I mean about my little brother with all of this tech stuff and all the audio
Mm-hmm.
and everything else. He's doing more research into it than I have the time to do. So he's like, tell me, he's like, oh, did you see this update? And I'm like, no.
Mm.
Perfect.
why
I'm
you
glad
need
that you
a
did
team.
know. Yep. Go ahead and let me know what it is. It's nice to see him that passionate about it too.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'll let Tracy go. I have to think about this one.
I honestly don't think I have an answer for that because who grills is who gets elected. And
Mm.
it's usually me that runs the grill at this point. Although, once we had our daughter, my husband ran the grill all the time, daily,
Mm.
on our balcony in California. So,
Traditionally, it's falling to the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, the women can cook up a storm, but a lot of times the guys are taking over the fire duty. Not in my house necessarily, but but my boys do.
I'd have to say that my dad still has an edge on me.
mm,
Yeah.
Keep working on that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to say that I've passed up the mentor quite yet. But he's like the kind of person that knows the little intricate pieces that you add into it that Pinterest doesn't have or that whoever doesn't have, because we have.
Right.
I mean, we've got recipes at our house that are straight up not in English. They're just all Slovak. And some of them include grilling, like, and smoking meats and other stuff like that. And so, like, he's just had access to that knowledge a lot longer. And that finesse that I said is there is just exponentially.
Well,
higher.
that's where you go from being able to follow a recipe or a method or a video to just knowing. I mean, when my kids have watched me cook and now they're cooking like this too, there is no recipe. I just know what flavors work together, what times work together. I know different methods, and I'm always learning.
Yeah.
But
well, some of the recipes that are still in Slovak that are like the old school like babička village recipes, they're like dash of salt, sprinkle of cumin.
Right.
I'm like,
when we
I
were
need like a teaspoon of this, a tablespoon of that, and they're like, no, you
put in enough.
My babka in Slovakia will literally just like sprinkle salt, stir it, pinky.
Yep.
Sprinkle salt, stir it, pinky.
Well, it's spit on the pinky that's the magic. And your nurse brain isn't going to love that
we
either.
Won't tell, but hey, listen, if
that's
you
where
make
the love
paprikash
gets in.
Tastes good, I don't really care how.
I did not spit in your paprikash.
But that's how my
That's reassuring. That's what I was trying to get you to say. You
from
caught on.
Yugoslavia were the same way. It's just a little
No,
bit
I
of
think
this until
all-
it feels right. A little
All
bit of
good
that.
cooks.
Right.
And it really depends. I mean, sometimes you're cooking a piece of meat. It
Mhm.
needs more salt. It needs less. It needs more something else. I've had totally tasteless pieces of meat that I've had to work with. And,
Oh, Jenny D just popped in.
hey, Jenny.
Definitely
This is her last week in
taste.
Ohio, isn't it?
Who?
Jen.
Yeah.
Where's she going?
We're
Knoxville.
moving to Knoxville.
Yeah.
Did she tell you about our little serenade?
No.
Our choir went over and serenaded them one night.
Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah, because her husband
Michael's
is-
a beast.
Oh, he's been the best
Awesome director.
choir director ever, and we're gonna miss him. And we had to miss him all through COVID, and
Yeah.
so
He's not
we
gonna get
decided we just put an all call to the choir, and I was amazed how many people showed up, and we
Wow.
stood in his yard and sang, and we asked him at the end how he liked it. He goes, "Well, I didn't stop you and make you start over."
That is the stereotypical choir director response. That is awesome.
So we took that as an A plus.
Dr. Cooper would have said something along the same lines.
No.
That dude is full of sass and
Wow.
Oh, I
like
love
musical
singing with him.
genius.
He's a lot of fun.
he's something else.
You gotta come and join
he's
us
the type of like
in your spare
creative
time.
brain
Mhm.
that like is just moving 1 billion miles an hour while he's conducting, and he completely teleports. Like you can watch it when it happens. I remember because I sang a cappella for him for 4 years when I was in chamber singers.
Oh wow.
And I remember
Me too.
just watching him,
Mhm.
and we would reach this point where he was no longer there. I mean,
Yeah,
his
he always
hands were
reminds me of
moving.
someone who's hearing a whole second dialogue, and
Yeah.
and it's hilarious, and you can see it on his face.
I'll
But
be darned.
Yeah.
yeah,
So his hands are moving, and he's hitting everything on time, but he's like staring off into space.
mhm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now he also conducts the Canton Symphony Chorus. So
Yeah,
we
I forgot
need
about
you.
Down
When
in
is that
Umstead Hall.
nowadays?
Well, right now it's
Not a
not.
thing,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still have our music from the canceled show that we were going to do in March, but
A lot of things canceled.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like that's one of my favorite things. I was just talking to someone today that we are a city of like 70,000 ish,
Mhm.
and we have a symphony chorus,
a
we have
symphony.
an orchestra,
An
we've
art
got
museum.
a ton of arts. We've got a museum. We've got like all of these different bars in downtown,
Mhm.
amazing restaurants like Huth and Harris and Fronimo's and all these other places. I can always mispronounce that, but I think that's how it is. George's is like nationally ranked for their burgers. Like there's so
Yes,
much.
5
Yeah.
universities.
Yeah, there's so
Oh, yeah.
much stuff down here. Even just the history behind Canton itself,
Right.
Like with old school Little Chicago and being the only stop between Youngstown and Chicago on Old Route 30. This was just the hub back in the day.
And there's connections there with the Italian side of my husband's family that the stories get interesting. So
I want to keep.
They
my
could be in the
kneecaps.
floor as we speak.
Yeah. With this type
well, I
of
haven't heard
office, you
anything
never
to that
know.
extreme, but just rumor.
Yeah, we have the biggest aquifer in the state of it. Well, I think in the nation. I think what is it? The Big Indian, the Little Indian aquifer that runs underneath is like the largest underground lake / aquifer in the country. And
Cool.
if you're listening to this and you can correct me on that, do that in the comments. But I'm like 90% sure that that's a thing. Because my grandpa used to talk about it all the time. With that, we had this massive underground lake, and I remember doing a project on it back in school. But inevitably, there's just a lot of cool facts.
We
There
could
is.
spend weeks
We
on
could.
fun facts about Stark County and Canton and
Yeah.
all the things that we love about us. I mean, I think we really should be Stark County proud. We've got so
Oh, yeah.
much going on
This
here.
is a fantastic place to be.
Maybe we just make that a whole theme for a month. Just make the
We could
entire
start with
month.
those questions.
Yeah,
and
make
then
the entire month of August the Stark County Proud. We can have like Jay Spencer come on from
the Stark
Palace.
County Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Since we can't have the
There's a
football
lot of
Hall
people
of
we
Fame,
could put on the Stark County Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah. No, that would be awesome. I would be game for that.
let's do
You
Stark
guys can-
County.
You could put Alex.
Maybe we could
Simon
ask
on.
some Stark
Yeah,
County.
Alex the Beast.
Oh, he
Yeah,
is.
get some
Yeah.
of those people
I
on
live
here.
stream with him and my cousin all the time,
Yeah.
Pat Masalko, who's like a household name around here too. And a lot of
Yeah.
people have seen him play and know who he is. And that was like super cool for me as a kid, just watching, like knowing that that's my cousin and he's
Yeah.
playing at First Fridays and massive events and just having a blast with it. He's just so passionate about music and all different types. I mean, he can play country,
Right.
he plays Springsteen, he'll
And that's somebody who truly
play Looking Glass.
loves music. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got that on a playlist too. That band. So
Yeah, I love it. All right. So
All right. Well, but
for,
we're rambling a little
Yes.
tonight, but,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we digress.
for everybody that I don't know why I started talking.
we
I'm trying
can
to take
pick
a
it up,
sip of the
Kathy. You
beer.
just go
Yeah.
ahead and drink.
Yeah, so I think that the rest of July, I mean, I have my question list. I think that we can expect August to be kind of a Stark Proud.
Let's talk
I
about
like
that.
I would
Stark
too.
County.
Yeah, I think that we can. Yeah, it'll be let's talk about something else, but let's talk about Stark County.
I
think
would
that
love
that'll
to
be a
talk-
great
yes.
phase. It'll be awesome because like that'll be hopefully when COVID is starting to like slim down. We'll see. Fingers crossed. We did have this last First Friday in person type of thing. People kind of came
Kind of
out
yes,
a
no.
little bit maybe.
They kind of canceled it last minute.
Yeah,
I think
there was
the
definitely a
business
lot more people out here.
kind of said, we're already open, so
Right. Whoops. But
Is
leading up
Conestoga
into
open
September and other stuff like that. Do what?
is Conestoga open yet?
Spotty,
Okay.
from what I can tell.
Yeah.
I haven't ventured over there in a while.
Mm.
It's been a while. There's this whole underground scene of Canton bartenders and other things that know each other. So if you know one of them, you can kind of figure out where all of them are gathering, and it's normally either the Imperial Room, the Nickel, or the Stove.
Nickel's got some good stuff too.
Oh yeah,
I
that
used-
is one of the more.
I used to
underrated
have those
places.
connections when I was quite
Best
young.
steak sandwich I ever had in my life at the Double Nickel.
Okay, we need to just have a full-on
Yeah.
episode talking about Canton food.
I think we're going to just do a month of Canton.
Yeah, I
Let's
like
talk about Stark County.
that. I like that.
I like that because
All
it's a great place to be and live.
But
Perfect.
having said that, now we've set up August, and next week we'll talk about something else.
Yes, we will. So, again, for everybody that's been watching, I appreciate you stopping by. What I'm going to ask you to do for next time is, like I said, if you can leave some critiques, because we are beta testing some stuff right now, let us know what was good, what was bad, what we can improve on. Shoot me a message or leave it in the comments. That's fine, as long as you're not vulgar or being too mean, because then I'll cry.
Nobody wants that.
No, it's
No.
very ugly. The makeup starts to run. It's really bad. That I'm not wearing. Just to clarify that, right? So we're going to be live again next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Talking about something else. You'll figure that out here in a little bit. And then the month of August, you can expect what you're going to expect with Let's Talk About Stark County. But to wrap this, you need to subscribe to the Apex Podcast, to the Working Class Hump Podcast. You can find all of that directly on the page that you're probably on right now, unless you're watching through a watch party of mine, Kathy's, or Tracy's. Go to Apex Communications Network on Facebook, subscribe to the page to make sure that you don't miss out on any of these events as they're happening, because we are going to be plugging a lot of new local things as they're happening. So It's been an amazing time. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until next time, keep chasing that apex.
Bye-bye.
And here we go.
Oh, look at you. You went all